You just can't stay consistent, bro. Look, I know the feeling. Every time you try a new habit, maybe quitting porn, meditation, the gym, you go strong on it for a few days, then fall right back to zero. But how will you ever get to the top 1% if you can't even stay on NoFap for a week? Well, there's a secret, brother. Something every man in the top 1% has in common, and I'm here to teach it to you today.
I used to struggle a lot with consistency, bro. I kept trying to start new habits, like maybe NoFap, meditation, going to the gym. And I'd have my little habit tracker. I used to put it on a whiteboard on my wall. And every day I'd write maybe one day of NoFap, and then two, and then I'd rub that shit out and write 0 again. I never really went more than 2 or 3 days consistently on any habit. And years went by, brother, just like this, where I'd write in my diary every single day, this one's gonna be different. This is gonna be the streak where I meditate for 2 weeks. This is gonna be the NoFap streak where I do 90 days. And it kept going exactly like that. And I'd keep coming back to my diary frustrated and annoyed at myself because I couldn't be consistent again. If this seems familiar to you, then this idea is really gonna help you so you can avoid those years of pain and struggle. You see, the men in the top 1% don't have this. The man who's gonna fuck your future wife doesn't have this. They don't have problems with consistency. They don't start a NoFap streak and 3 days later quit. And if you wanna be in that top 1%, then you can't have that problem either. But you see, the only thing that every single man in the top 1% has in common is a mindset. And that might annoy you, bro, because maybe you came onto this video expecting me to say meditate, don't watch porn, and that's how you get more girls. But the only true way to become a top 1% man is to develop the mindset of one. You see, at the moment, brother, you've got a baseline. It's a pretty low baseline, but it's that level you're at when you're not doing any of these habits. When you're not meditating, when you're not on NoFap, that is your baseline. And that is what you consistently go back to whenever you fail a task. Whenever you fail a habit, you go back to that same shitty baseline. And you try and improve it, you try and fix it, you add on habits onto it. But the thing is every time that they fail, you crumble back down to that same shitty foundation. The only way you can get to the top 1% is if you can change that foundation. Because if a top 1% man, say, fails his meditation streak, he's not going all the way back down to rock bottom, back down to zero, back down to being a complete Jeffrey. He's going back to a foundation that is still strong and powerful. And that is the mindset you need to build, brother. You need to develop a mindset of excellence. You see, the brain has a lot more power than you think, brother. A lot of people have this idea that things like intelligence, things like confidence are kind of rooted in your brain and they're set there from your birth until the day you die. But that isn't true. The brain has an extreme level of neuroplasticity. So what that means is the brain's ability to change itself. And if you're under 25, then your neuroplasticity is extremely high. That means your brain can change a lot from where it currently is. So you need to start implementing strategies that change your brain. And that might sound stupid, brother, but there are so many clinical trials that prove exactly that. People who are given placebo pills and then become cured from a disease. Wim Hof, so he has developed this kind of protocol where he can control his brain and his mind to consciously reduce things like heart rate, blood pressure, and immune response. The brain has way more power than we believe it to have. And so you're stupid not to tap into that power, brother, because you don't believe in yourself. You're the only person in this world who's on the same side as you. Maybe your parents don't support you, whatever, mine didn't. You are the only person on your team. And so if you don't believe in yourself, then you have literally no one. And that is what the men of the top 1% have. They have a belief in themselves. Maybe it's because they were told by their parents that their parents were so proud of them, that they were so clever, whatever. But you didn't have that, bro. And so you need to develop that by yourself. You need to develop a mindset of strong belief in your abilities. You need to develop a mindset of cocky arrogance, brother. Treat yourself like a stock. Would you invest in yourself right now? Because the thing is, if you have a poor belief, then you wouldn't invest in yourself. You don't see yourself really going anywhere. And so why would you invest? See yourself as that stock that is gonna fucking skyrocket and invest in that motherfucker. You see, there was a study that they did over the course of a few people's lives where they asked them how much money they expected to earn. And some people would say, I don't know, £50,000 a year. Other people would be a bit more conservative, 30,000. Then some people would say, fuck it, bro, I'm gonna earn £500,000 a year. And you know what's funny? Is that their earnings very closely match their estimations. How much you earn is based pretty much on on how much you expect to earn, on your aspirations. And if you only ever believe that you're going to get 50k, if you believe yourself to be a 50k a year kind of guy, then that is all you will ever get. But if you believe yourself to be that £1 million a year man, then that is where you will be. Belief and aspiration are the most important things. Go and read The Magic of Thinking Big if you like the sound of that idea. At the moment though, you believe yourself to be that 50k kind of guy, because even if you're going to sit here and trick yourself and tell me, no bro, I think I'm going to earn $1 million, it's not true. For the past however many years you've been alive, you've been inputting subliminal messages into your brain that are doubtful, that are like kind of ideas of failure. Maybe your teachers told you wouldn't ever do what you wanted to do. Maybe your parents did. There have been constant little spurts of doubt that you've been putting into your brain since your birth. You need to start rewiring that process. So the actionable step here is to decide on who you want to be, decide on the kind of man that you want to become, and forcefully implant those ideas into your mind. Take time every single day, scheduled in time, because this is important, bro, where you literally stare at yourself in the fucking mirror and say, look, I am this kind of guy. I am a hard-working man. I put the effort in and I don't quit. You see, it's important what words you're putting into your brain though, because they can have different effects. See, you can either create an identity mindset or a growth mindset. And they're very different things. The big difference though is what you reward yourself for. So if you have an identity mindset, you kind of reward yourself for being. Like if you do well, you'll say, okay, you're talented, bro. You're so clever. You're so smart. Maybe your affirmations will be staring at yourself in the mirror and saying, I am smart. I am powerful. I am talented. The classic affirmations that people are taught. But a growth mindset is when you only ever reward yourself for putting in the effort. Say you fail the project, you reward yourself for trying hard. You reward yourself for not quitting. You reward yourself for putting the effort in. And this sounds like a tiny difference, but it is huge in the long run. They did an experiment on kids where they gave them various tasks to do, a test, out of 100, let's say. And the kids would get 50 as a control. But some of the kids, after the test, they went up to them and said, you are so talented, you are so intelligent and clever. And to the other kids, they went up to them and said, you tried really hard, well done. And then the third group of kids, they did nothing. What do you think happened, bro? Because this is a bit counterintuitive, but afterwards they got them to take a new test. And the kids that were told they were intelligent, that they were smart, performed worse. Let's say they got 30 out of 100 as an average. Obviously the control group got 50 again, but the group that were told that they worked hard, who were praised for their hard work, went up by 20. If you can develop a certain mindset, if you can implant ideas that you're a hard worker and you put effort in, you can literally improve your academic performance. You do not understand how powerful this is, brother. And you can build this mindset in yourself, bro. Don't laugh at this idea because you think affirmations are stupid, because you think they're for like old hippie women who write on their fucking mirrors. Brother, it's not true. Schedule in serious time as real self-improvement, as real productive work, because it is to look at yourself in a mirror and say, I am a hard worker. I don't give up. Anyway, drop a subscribe if you gained any value from that video, and come chat to me on Discord or give me a call. Manifest excellence, brother. I'm proud of you. See you tomorrow.